Hello everybody and Happy New Year. As a custom in this 2025, I want to let you know what are the new rules and new regulations here in Romania on everything that the government changed in the last 2 days of the year 2024. As we've already gotten used to, each year comes with a certain package of changes, more or less important for businesses. But this year, of course, they changed something that has a direct impact on all the entrepreneurs and on everybody that wants to do a business here in Romania. So stay close to us and I will let them know and present each of them with more specific details. Now, in the end of December, our government thought that why not? Let's make their happy a little bit bitter and give a new ordinance, 156 per 2024, in which they changed a lot of things with direct impact and significant impact sometimes to all our businesses. What did they change? There were a lot of changes, but the most significant of them were eliminating some tax exemptions for salaries, of raising the tax on dividends, and in the end dropping down the ceiling from 500,000 euro turnover to 250,000 euro turnover, to which you can apply tax on micro enterprise, 1 or 3%. You may hear that this ordinance is called the train ordinance. Why is that? Because it was released in the last day of the year 2024 and nobody was expecting it, because everybody said if they did not do anything until Christmas, for sure they will not do anything else further. But guess what? Surprise, they did. So let's start with the first and most important from my point of view is the reduction of the microenterprise threshold. Basically, what does this mean? If until 2024 you had a turnover to which you could have applied 1 or 3% of 500,000 euro, now starting with 2025 this ceiling is dropping down to 250,000 euro. But this is not the whole problem. The problem is that they will apply retroactively somehow, because for 2025 they will check the condition in December, 31 of December 2024. Basically, if in the last day of the year you had more than 250,000 euro, this 2025 you will enter with a new tax vector, which means that you'll have to pay 16% on profit instead of 1 or 3% on income. And this is not the only change that they want to do. They want to progressively reduce this turnover to which you can apply 1 or 3%. So in 2026 it will be 100,000 euro. Let's take a practical example, and in this case I will take into consideration a company, Smart Advertising SRL, which had 300,000 euro as turnover and 60,000 euro as profit. So in 2024 this company paid 7,800 euro as tax on income, 1% plus 3%. But in 2025, the same company, because it had a profit of 60,000 euro, we will apply 16%. So basically, they will pay 9,600 euro, with more than 1,800 euro more in 2025 on the same numbers. Of course, it's quite unusual to maintain such a lower profit, 60,000 euro, especially if the field of activity is, consultancy or something else. And for sure, in this case, the tax on profit, 16%, may be quite higher. Another impactful change is rising the tax on dividends from 8% to 10%. And of course, this has an impact on everybody's business. What impact will have on the entrepreneurs here in Romania? One, for sure, it will be higher cost when withdrawing the dividends, because this is natural. Even if the dividends will be from previous years, instead of 8%, you need to apply 10%. And second, possible dividend withdrawal deferral strategies. Basically, the entrepreneurs might be tempted to reinvest the profit or to find other ways to withdraw it. Let's have a practical example. For example, if you have 200,000 euro profit that you want to withdraw, if in 2024 you will have paid 16,000 euro as tax on profit, 8%, now in 2025 you'll be paying 20,000 euro, 10% tax on dividend. And don't forget, if you withdraw dividends, you need to pay also health insurance, which, by the way, also is higher in 2025, just because the minimum salary is higher, is 4,050 RON. So in health insurance, you'll be paying more. Now, in 2025, you'll be paying 9,720 lei instead of 5,920 lei. The third modification is eliminating the facilities for employees in IT, construction, and agriculture. While for some employees, 2025 comes with an increasing of salaries, for these categories, IT, construction, and agriculture, unfortunately comes with a lower net salary. Let's see what is the impact that this may have for entrepreneurs and businesses in Romania. And if I think a little bit, for sure the most important would be the employees will have less salary if the employers will not come in their support. So basically the entrepreneurs will support all this cost, and they will be obliged to raise the salary in order to maintain the same minimum salary. Otherwise they can face with people that can leave. And secondly, the net salary decrease may seem less attractive for some people, so they might decide to leave, and the employers will have a really bad time from this year on in finding good people on this field. And to keep with the same examples for a better understanding, let's take the practical example for a worker in construction. If in 2024, when the minimum salary was 4,582 RON, the net salary was 3,196 RON. Now, in 2024-5, the net salary would be 2,739 RON. So basically, the difference is significant. And for people that are living only from the minimum salary, it's quite hard to live with all this money. On the fourth modification, I have a good news this time, because it's something that it's useful for new companies or for companies that are activating in this field. Basically, if in the past, if you would have done consultancy, the taxation for you would have been 16% since the beginning. Now, this year, they saw, I believe, that they did not register too many taxes by doing this, and they came back to 1% or 3%. So now, if you have a business in consultancy, now in 2025 in Romania, you can pay 1% or 3%. Is not only for the new businesses. For example, if in 2023 and 2024 you had a company that paid tax on profit, now is the time in which you can come back to tax on income of 1% or 3%, but of course taking into consideration the ceiling of 250,000 euro that you made previous year. The fifth and not the last is one also important, also for minimum or lower salaries. They kept 300 RON as income non-taxable for all the employees. Basically, if the salary is 4,050 RON, then you can have also 300 RON that are non-taxable. This facility is kept until December 2025. And now I will remind you on short on other fiscal changes that also have impact on 2024. For sure, you already know that the minimum salary rose from 3,700 to 4,050 RON. So this is one of the most important changes. Secondly, the SAFTE file, standard file audit tax, is mandatory for all the companies starting with 2025. This means that you'll send to fiscal authorities all the database from accounting. And another one, also important, is freezing the hiring in the public sector. Basically, all the people that wanted to be hired in the public sector, they need to reorient themselves to private sector and to be hired in companies, not in the state agencies. Now, let's see how you can adapt and adjust to all these changes, because as you are already accustomed, there are a lot each year, and each year they are changing. My advice for your company's budget to withstand with all these fiscal changes would be, of course, to plan all your activity and all your profit, to optimize everything that you can optimize, and to have to be in connection with that fiscal consultant, of course, all the time during the year, because only that fiscal consultant can help you with everything that has to do here in Romania. So basically, the first step in this case would be to monitor attentively all your incomes to be sure that you will not exceed any threshold and you will not change unexpectedly from one fiscal tax system to another fiscal tax system. And this also helps a good planning, of course. Do not forget fiscal optimization through legal procedures like buying equipments, making sponsorships, and other kind of legal deduction. And last but not the least is to find a good fiscal consultant here in Romania that can help you with going through all these changes, and to be sure that what he says is what you need to do in your business. That would be all for today. I hope that you are not scared, because it's still worth to do business here in Romania. You still have a good year ahead. So let's take advantage of this year, of all the facilities that it has, especially for those that are activating in consultancy, because it's quite a good year for them. And if you like the video, please subscribe, give a like, and I wait all your comments here in the comment area. Thank you very much and have a really nice day.